Alright guys, today we are going to do the carburetor and fuel lines on an Echo pb-250ln blower. The kit will be in the description below, all the parts that you'll need for this job. It's carburetor, fuel lines, air filter, spark plug, spare fuel filter, spare primer balls, new gaskets, everything you'll need for this job. I'll put that in the description below. Just click the link. They're super cheap and they work. I use them all the time. Just look at my videos. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is pull off this air filter assembly. That's our air filter cover, which is on backwards. It should be over here. Pull that off the air filter. And then it's Torque 27. I use a still tool. I'll put this in the description below too. These are cheap on Amazon. Just click the link for that. Just break these guys free. Take them out. Just lift this up off of there. Remove the fuel lines. Remove the old gasket, get it out of there. We're going to go ahead and rinse all this down, get all the dirt out of there. Use just regular brake cleaner or carb cleaner. Give it a good rinse, get all that. You can get all that dirt off of there so it doesn't go into your gas tank. Screwdriver, you're going to go underneath the grommet and use the cap as a pry area. Just pop it up. Takes a couple hands because you got to hold the, the blower at the same time. But there we go. See. And take the gas cap off. Oh, throw it on the floor apparently. Dump out the gas that's in there. We're going to start with brand new gas. When you put a brand new carbon fuel lines in, you don't want to put your old shit gas in there. Okay, so the brand new fuel grommet and fuel lines, separate your fuel filter line, and then I usually pull this way, pull it up a little bit so it's a little longer than the other line, so I know which one's which. Like that. So now it's a little longer than the other line. That's your fuel filter line. So go ahead and stick that. Oh, let's wipe that off. Get that all cleaned up. Go ahead and stick this right back down into there. You want the filter to go down in and into the bottom of the tank. You're going to hold the back with the thumb like that, hold the back in, and then you're just going to push in with the flathead screwdriver. Work from one side to the other while holding this and push it in. It's a tight fit, but it will go in. Just work your way a little at a time and it'll pop in. Don't use too small a flathead because you'll stab holes in the grommet. You don't want that. Just use a decent sized, like number 2 screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and just even pressure and it'll pop in. We got the old carburetor and the new carburetor lined up here. I don't know why this doesn't have the cable. We're gonna have to rob the cable off. Usually these come with a cable in them, but what we're gonna want to do is see how far this is threaded in, and at the angle it is, we want this to be threaded in that far and at that angle. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this up a few turns until this is pointing, the same. I need 2 hands. The same angle as the old one. So it's the same angle. And we're going to go ahead and move this. You got to push this through. You got to use 2 hands, but just turn this like this, and then you can push this out of it. Just like that, so it pops out. Lift the cable up, let go of this, and this cable comes right on out. I'll stick it back in the new one. Like that. You'll see that the brass has a big side and a little side. You want the big side right there and the little side right there. And we're going to turn this to where cable lines up, and we're going to push the cable back into that brass knob like that, and then pull it through. You're just going to give this a pull. you know, you have to turn this maybe a little bit too at the same time to get it to get that. You want this inside the brass like that. So I just used a little flathead screwdriver, turned it while I was pulling it, and it popped right in. There, now this is ready to hook up onto the new carb. We're going to go ahead and slide the throttle cable in to this. Oh, son of a gun. So much fun. It's easier when you're doing it with two hands. Come on. There we go. That's in place. Now we're going to take this air filter assembly, stick it through the carburetor, choke side towards the recoil, and then brand new gasket. It's going to go like this on the carburetor, so make sure that these little holes are pointing down. Just like this, pointing down. Now I'm going to show you, you've got a big nipple right there, and the other one up here is a little nipple. You see how one's bigger than the other? The big one goes to the fuel filter, which is the long fuel line. The little one goes to the return line, which is a short fuel line. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to get these started in there. Carburetor tightened on. Make sure the throttle's working properly. Everything's working good. Alright, and then again, you got the big nipple, which is this one, and this one's the little nipple. So the long fuel line is going to go to the big nipple, which is closest to the engine. So we're going to go ahead and measure it out. Can't be this long or it'll kink. We got to cut off a little bit of this extra line to where it'll just go right on there nice and even. So we're going to take about that much off, like so. And we're going to stab it onto the big line. That's your filter line. Line with the filter going on the closest to the engine nipple. Turn line, the line that's left over, goes on the nipple farthest from the engine. Go ahead and get the air vent pushed around to the back side where it's out of the way. We're going to dump a little gas inside here. Alright, so we got gas in there. We're going to prime it up, make sure it's priming properly. Perfect. If it doesn't prime, you look in here and there's really fine bubbles, like a foamy bubble. You got these two lines hooked up backwards. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and put brand new air filter on. And the air filter assembly on with the choke facing this way. So, you know, thin side up. Alright guys, if that helped you out in any way, shape, or form, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Next video I'll do a carburetor adjustment on this so that you can bring the RPMs up a little bit. All the parts will be in the description below. Yeah, today's t-shirt will be in the description below as well. If you want me to wear one of your t-shirts, you want to do any advertising for me, message me. I'll be more than happy to. Peace.